Hello guys, the DB Grinder here, back at it again with another video, and this time we have Rack Washed versus Bob Toad, and this is going to be a post BLMM replay, and let's go ahead and hop right in, and we will go ahead and see Bob Toad decide to go first. 40 versus 42, opening hands, we have E-Telly, Valor, Fua, E-Telly, Imperm. Okay, so it's probably P.U.N.K. Yeah, they also, I don't know, you can't see it, but they also have the Foxy Tune picture. Then they have Ash, Imperm, Quartz, Armadillo, and Perulia. Okay, so we finally get to see some Gem Knight in action. I've been trying to get replays of this deck for a while now, because I've actually been working on this deck a little bit. I'm actually going to be posting a spreadsheet on this on my Patreon. If you want to go ahead and check out my Patreon, it's free for the next 6 days. But this deck is pretty cool. They're going to go normal Armadillo effect, but the thing is, like, the deck's also, like, a little bit mid. I wish it had a little bit more support. But this deck gets support like every 2 years, it feels like. So maybe in like 2027 it'll be like insane. So they're gonna go Armadillo to go ahead and search out Hollow Core, and I guess I should probably read over the new cards. So Hollow Core says you can send one Gem Knight normal monster or one Gem Knight fusion from the deck to the graveyard for cost to special summon this card from your hand in defense. And then when your opponent activates their card or effect and you control a Gem Knight fusion monster, quick effect, you can banish 3 Gem Knight cards from your graveyard, including this card for cost, negate that effect, and then all Gem Knights you control or currently control gain 1,000 attack permanently. So really good. It dumps the Gem Knight fusion, like the spell card. It sets up an early negate. Then we have Quartz. This card's a lot better going second than it is going first. This card says if your opponent controls a monster, you can discard this card for cost and set one fusion continuous spell directly from the deck. So this can just set brilliant. And then there's also other things that you could play in this deck. I don't know what they're playing, but I know they play brilliant. Then it says, also you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of this turn except for Gem Knight monsters. Then if this card is used as a material for a fusion summon and sent to the graveyard or banished, you can add a Gem Knight monster from the graveyard to the hand except for a copy of itself, and you can only use each effect of this card once per turn. So now activate Hollow Core, go ahead, dump Gem Knight fusion. And maybe I should be going over a lot of these cards, because I feel like a lot of people don't know what Gem Knights do. Armadillo, when it's normal, someone adds a Gem Knight monster. Not once per turn, by the way. Gem Knight Fusion, you can fusion summon Gem Knight monster from the extract by using your hand or your field, like materials from there. And then if it's in the graveyard, you can banish a Gem Knight monster to add it back. Not once per turn. So we go ahead, dump Gem Knight Fusion, summon out Hollow Core. They activate Fua, we Ash it, and then link off into the Phantom Quartz, and this card's custom. Takes 2 gem monsters. If this card is link summon, you can add a Gem Knight card from the deck to the hand. Then you can pay 1,000 life points for cost to fusion summon 1 Gem Knight fusion monster from your extra deck by shuffling fusion materials in your possession listed on it into your deck that are banished or in your graveyard, but the fusion monster cannot attack directly this turn. So they're going to go ahead and use the effect to search. They go ahead and Valor it. And then they're thinking if they want to stop this or anything. They said, I'm learning with you, don't worry. They're just going to go Gem Knight Fusion, banish Hollow Core to add back. Has to banish a Gem Knight, so we can't banish Armadillo there. Activate Gem Knight Fusion to go ahead and bring out the Seraph Knight. And then... okay, yeah, can't add back. Well, technically we could add back with this, but it would just be adding back the link, which probably isn't even worth it. So then we extra normal out Perulia, make Moon. Okay, so we do play Fiendsmith in the deck, and then go on the Requiem, and then Requiem effect, attribute, and go special. So that'll go ahead, bring out Lacrima effect, go dump, the Engraver, activate Requiem effect to equip, and then we will go ahead and make a Necro equip Princess, and then Engraver, shuffle back to special. Now, we could be using Fiendsmith engine to get back into our Gem Knight engine here. No, we don't. Okay, just make DDD. Because there is Sprint. But okay, they're just gonna go ahead, make DDD, set Imperm. If they play Paradise too, like, this is still solid. Like, this is still just, like, you know, DDD plus Lacrima Engrave. That's always gonna be solid. And then draw Yaman, go main phase, activate Imperm, so, you know, triple hand trap. One being, like, a support hand trap, kinda, where, like, it works on our turn. And then now we just have, like, starter, extender, no matter how you look at it. Activate E-Telly, go ahead, bring out Wagon effect, go ahead, pay. Well, they're all starters. All three of these cards are starters. But Wagon effect, go ahead, search out the field spell. And then activate field spell, normal summon out Ziaman, pay 600 to go search the impermanent. But now we get Wagon effect to go ahead and draw one since they targeted a Punk card. Well, a Punk monster that we control. Draw into Valor. And then field spell, draw on the Ziaman. And then on res, they're going to go activate Lacrima to try to summon out Requiem. Maybe could have done this in response to the Wagon effect because our opponent has drawn 2 cards now. So they could have drawn a Bestial because our DDD is negated. Also, then we could have used Requiem effect in response to field spell drawing, which also beats like Ash, called by, those type of cards. So now we bring out Lacrima effect, go ahead, dump Paradise, so they do play the Paradise. Okay, and then make an Amirage with the Ziaman, that's fine, and then link off to make SP. SP effect, go ahead, target Paradise, you know, just trying to force it, then they chain Paradise, chain SP, which we didn't have to do yet. Yeah, they're just going to dump Engraver from deck. We could have maybe waited until they dumped, but maybe we just wanted this card out of the extra monster zone, because they could have just dumped and not used an effect, and then this is stuck there. So we're going to go ahead, E-Telly, bring out the Sharkusi, and then activate the Shark effect, bring out the Rising Carp, field spell, draw Deer Note, Rising Carp to go summon from the deck, and defends. Also, Deer Note is typically a one-of now in a lot of these Punk lists, so unable to summon this from deck now since we drew into it. So we're going to summon out Ziaman plus Spider, and then Spider effect, search out the Dangerous, Gabu. So they do play Spider plus the Trap 2, which probably means they don't play Fiendsmith. They're going to go ahead, field spell, banish, summon out Deer Note from hand, but this is just game. Yeah, our opponent, well, I don't know if this is game. Like, I don't know if we attack for game this turn, but I know that we end up winning. We're going to go ahead and Synchro effect and Deer Note effect. Summon back out Rising Carp. Go ahead, search out Ghost Ogre. And then summon out Jam Fever. So now we have the Monster Negate. Make Psychic and Punisher. Battle Phase, effect again attack. And then beat over. So that wasn't game there, right? Unless I'm tripping. No, that wasn't game. But we had control of the game. We summoned like a Towers type monster. Had a bunch of interruptions next to it. We got Droll, Ziaman, Fua, Rising Scale, E-Telly. They have Gem Armadillo, Hollow Core, Nemesis Flag, Ash, and Nib. But Psychic and Punisher is like a card that you really need to be thinking about when you play against this deck. Because I've been playing against a lot of Punk recently, and it's just infinite Psychic and Punishers, I feel like. They're going to go normal Armadillo effects, search out the Nephilim, and then they drop Droll on res, activate Hollow Core, dump Gem Knight Fusion, the special summon itself out, link off into Moon, and then Moon in the Requiem, and then Requiem effect tribute to go special, and then bring out Lacrima. Sadly, our Nemesis Flag doesn't work now because Droll. Lacrima, dump Engraver, Requiem effect to equip, and then go ahead and make Necro equip. Activate Engraver, put back Moon, the special summon itself out, and then overlay those into DDD. Okay, and then just go ahead and pass turns. So decide to do basically the bare minimum here. Yeah, sadly, but I mean they still have DDD, Lacrima, the Trap, Ash, Nib follow-up, so that should be fine. Yeah, and they don't have Imperm this time, because DDD normally is going to get, like, pretty decent value in the Punk. Normal summon out Ziaman, pay 600, go search, grab out Foxy Tune. Yeah, like, just how it looks like they're going to go Foxy, DDD negate, activate E-Telly, DDD negate, and now they're going to try to Rising Scale, but, like, look at that. Like, DDD trades with 2 cards there. Now, one of them was, like, a free card that they got off the card on field, but now there's just a random body. Like, it basically lost its effect. So we basically got to, like, imperm this. Plus stop E-Telly with just DDD. And that doesn't even count the trap that we're going to get. Oh my gosh, Fiendsmith cards are just so good. I mean, they have Bell. But, you know, from their point of view, they think that this is going to resolve. They go ahead, Bell the Lacrima, summon out the Rising Scale effect to go ahead and search or summon. They Ash Blossom it. And now they are on Summon 2, activate the effect to try to set DDD there. But you see it says only when a monster your opponent controls with 2,500 or more attack activates its effect. It's not when they activate anything you can book a big body. So now they go ahead and use those to make Moon. Oh, so they do play Fiendsmith. Okay. Interesting that they play Fiendsmith while playing Spider plus Trap. Haven't seen that too much. Bring out Lacrima. It's also interesting that they didn't go into these cards last game. Actually, maybe it was worth not going into these cards last game, so that way the opponent doesn't know that we play them, because we assume that we can win the game anyways. Because if we have like a, I don't know, random number, like a 95% chance of winning in that spot, like we basically checkmated them, then maybe we just don't show Fiendsmith cards, so that way they don't side for Fiendsmith cards or think about Fiendsmith cards in the next game. So they dump Engraver, put back Moon. It's kind of like, have you ever been in a spot where, like, you can attack for game, and, like, there's, like, a couple different ways to do it? You could, like, go for, like, you know, access code, but then you tell them you play access code, or you could just, like, attack with a bunch of bodies and go for game. Most of the time, it's just attack with the bodies and go for game, because if you go for access code, then you're telling them, like, oh, now I play this card, you know? Unless if it's, like, Malice, then it's like, okay, cool, you play access code and Malice, that's nothing crazy. But they drop Nib on them while they try to play, and then pass. They draw, go main phase, normal summon out the Neperum. Oh, also I didn't go over this card, my bad. This card says, when it's normal summon or special summon, you can add a Gem Knight card from the deck to the hand except for a copy of itself. Also, any effect damage your opponent takes during the main phase this turn is halved. So that way, you know, try to stop FTKs. Then it says, during the main phase, you can immediately, after this effect resolves, normal summon one gem monster. So this can bring out, like, Armadillo, and then Armadillo Search. Then it says, if this card is sent from the hand or deck to the graveyard, you can send a card from the hand to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon this card out. So, 3 different effects, and we're going to search out the Desperation. This is a spell. It says you can activate one of these effects, but you can only use each effect of this card once per turn. So one effect of it is you can fusion summon a Gem Knight fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field as material. But if you have Gem Knight fusion, the spell, in your graveyard, you can also use up to 2 non-rock Gem Knight monsters from your deck or extra deck. So Hollow Core dumps the Gem Knight fusion. This becomes Brilliant Fusion, basically. Then it says add a gem monster from your deck or banishment to your hand. Also, any effect damage your opponent takes during this main phase is halved. So we're going to go ahead and activate now to go search, grab out Armadillo. But you can see how broken it is. Like, Hollow Core dump that, and now all of a sudden, like, you have extra copies of Brilliant Fusion, and all of a sudden you have, like, 10 cards that search Brilliant Fusion type cards. Now they're going to go effect to extra normal, bring out Armadillo, grab out the Quartz, and then link off into the Quartz, like the link 2 Quartz, Phantom Quartz, go ahead, search out Spell, and then on res here, they're going to go Lacrima and the Requiem, and then Requiem and the Lacrima effect to go dump. Okay, dump Engraver. I was about to say, if they play Trap going second, that'd be a little wild, but nothing too crazy. Activate the spell to go ahead, dump from deck, dump a Neperum and a Hollow Core, and then bring out a Seraph Knight, and then activate the effect to go ahead, discard, and bring out. This is because I have a Gem Knight Fusion engraved. They said, oh, the actual card, yeah. So go ahead, bring out, discard, draw, Gem Knight Fusion, banish to add back. They have link 2 effect, go ahead, pay 1,000 to go ahead, put back. And then fusion out, so putting back 3, and then bring out the Diamond Desperation. This takes 3 gem monsters, and then during the main phase quick effect, you can send this card to the graveyard for cost. Special summon up to 3 non-rock gem monsters with different names from your extra deck and or graveyard, ignoring their summoning conditions. Also, you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of the turn except for fusion monsters. Then, when your Gem Knight fusion monster is destroyed by battle while this card's in the graveyard, you can special summon it out. And you can only use each effect of this card once per turn. So this card's also just a very solid card. And then activate the hand effect, discard, go ahead, set Brilliant Fusion from deck. And then activate Engraver, put back Lacrima to special summon out. Requiem effect to equip, Engraver effect, send token. And then they try making Sequins. But this card says that if you set from the deck, also you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of the turn except for Gem Knight monsters. So that was a little mishap on their side. Could have done this and then Set Brilliant, they said only 2, my bad. Yeah, like a lot could have been done different here. They could have went Engraver, put back Requiem, and then make Requiem Tribute to bring out from deck. And then they could go Sequence in the Desiree, and then they could set Brilliant. So now they're just going to go ahead, link off in the Moon. Yeah, they can't do any of this. They said you're locked by Quartz. They said, oh, my bad. Yup, realizing that they are locked here. But realistically, this is one of those spots that I talked about before. They said, oh, you still have token then? Yeah, like right here is one of the spots I'm talking about. Like, imagine, like, if we show our opponent that we play blank and blank and blank when they don't even know what our cards do. Like, what is the point of activating Quartz to set Brilliant? I don't think, even though I think, yeah, we showed them this card last game, I don't think we should, like physically show them, like, show and tell, this sets Brilliant from deck. We probably shouldn't show and tell our deck to our opponent when one of the big advantages of playing a deck like this is that people don't know how to play against it. You just say battle, attack over, attack for game, 3, 3, 2, checks out, 3, 6, 8, checks out. Need say no more. More need say more. Okay, so go ahead, battle phase, attack for game, and then we can go ahead and move on into game 3. And then game 3, we will go ahead and see P.U.N.K decide to go first. Opening hands, we have Bell, Imperm, E-Telly, Rising Scale, Foxy Tune. They have Gem Armadillo, Perulia, Gem Armadillo, Imperm, Droll. Okay, so that does suck a little bit because we have double normal plus Perulia, Droll. So, like, our hand kind of conflicts with itself. Now they're going to go Foxy, discard Rising, bring out Z-Almond, pay 600 to go search. They Imperm that, activate E-Telly, bring out Shark from the deck. And now they can go Shark Effect to Fuse. Pay 600. Also, did they not wait? Oh, no, they did. Okay, they just never paid the 600 for Z-Almond. I was about to say, no way you imprint the Z-Almond on Summon. Now they make Rising Carp, Tribute to go Summon, bring out Deer Note plus Wagon, pay 600, go ahead and activate Field Spell. We'll add, and then activate. Well, I guess we get hit with Droll, so we will not be activating. Then we go ahead and make Jam Dragon Drive. Then they're going to go Deer Note 1, Jam 2. So dump Spider, summon back out Rising Scale effect, special summon out Z-Almond, and then make Jam Fever, and then go ahead and make Moon, and then Moon into Requiem, and then Requiem Tribute, and the Lacrima into Engraver, put back to special summon out, and then Requiem to equip, and then make Necro equip, and then make DDD. Okay. And then set Imperm pass. They draw Fua. DDD is also good to make against like a fusion spell deck. Especially if you don't know what the deck does. Because this card does just beat blowouts. Being able to beat blowouts is huge. So they just go main phase and then normal Armadillo effect. They said okay. Doesn't even try to stop that. They're going to search out Hollow Core. Dump Gem Knight Fusion for cost. Chain DDD to negate and destroy. And then, yeah, GG's. They have no more plays here. So they just go ahead and admit defeat. We can end up seeing the P.U.N.K player win there, and they do play Paradise, so they had that on top of the end board too. Yeah, I think the Fiendsmith way is just the way to play the P.U.N.K deck. Without the Fiendsmith cards, it feels like P.U.N.K just doesn't do enough, and it feels like Fiendsmith lets you, like, do enough. And then it also gives you, like, more follow-up too. Because, like, P.U.N.K cards, they give you, like, a slight bit of follow-up, but I feel like a lot of the follow-up through P.U.N.K is just the fact that you're just drawing cards. But if you go through your entire, like, most of your engine turn 1, then, like, really, what are you drawing into, right? You're drawing in the hand traps to help your board, but what if your board still gets broke? Then it's like, what do you do? So it's like Fiendsmith cards having, like, that engine that'll, like, you know, it just keeps going, keeps the candle burning the entire match, which is really good. And then also it adds to the end board. But with all that being said, that's going to be it for the video. And like I said at the beginning, if you want to go ahead and check out the Patreon, it's free for the next like 5 days, so you can go ahead and check it out. Link down below at the top of the description, and there is going to be a Gem Knight spreadsheet coming soon on there, so that way you can see a bunch of the combos. And the DB Grinder signing off. Peace. Have a nice day. Stay safe.